Hello everyone, welcome back. And today we're going to continue with the introductory missions, which looks like we're going for our two industrialists. So let's see what we got on this chain. Need someone to safely transport these data sheets. They contain various files that relate to matters of national security. Not something we can trust to anyone less than a capsuleer. Once you have delivered them, contact me and let me know you've completed the mission. I'll have something else ready for you by the time you get back. And don't forget to put the data sheets in your cargo hold before setting off. Alright, so it's our destination. It's a simple courier mission. Let's go ahead and add a waypoint so we can come back using the autopilot. Right. Data sheets. Open up cargo. Open the cargo hold. Need to remember to restock on ammo too at some point.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
And this one has us just going one system over, so this will be a relatively short courier mission.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Alright, and we should now have start conversation. That's the right spot, so we hit complete mission. Go ahead, close this, and head back to the mission agent.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. station. Warp drive active. Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Docking permission requested. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Alright, let's go ahead and talk to our agent again. Get our next one. A transfer ship carrying sensitive cargo has been destroyed by pirates in the area. I'm giving you a civilian salvage module so you can go in, use it on the ship's wreckage, and extract anything of use from their databanks. Once you have that black box, return it to me. Also, there may be some hostiles still lingering in the area, so be ready for combat. If you're successful, I may reward you with a brand new mining frigate. Alright, so we are getting a salvager. And then we have to fly out to the site, and reward will be a venture. Let's go ahead and fit our salvager here. Back over to our ship fitting. All our eyesights are full, so we do have to take out one of these. Yes, it's part of the group, so go ahead and pull it apart. And install a salvager in our high slot. Go ahead and reload this ammo. Stick there. There we go. Warp to the location here.
Active.
And as always, if anyone has any questions, comments, please feel free to put those in the chat. Really, if you've got any questions with anything tech related, I am also well versed in that, as I've been in IT for well over 20 years at this point, so fairly knowledgeable on most topics.
Warp drive active.
Get this acceleration gate activated. And there we go. We do have one thing we can shoot at. Go ahead and lock on our transport ship here. And we do need to be within 5K to use our salvager. Go. So the axis, there we go. Little scraps from this guy. Go ahead and lock him up and use the salvager on him too. Salvaging wrecks does occasionally get you something useful. Mostly items that you would use in industry for manufacturing, mostly ship rig items. And in this case, some more metal scraps. Alright, let's go ahead and dock.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Start our conversation. Do our mission. There we go. Alright, for a career in business, you'll need a basic understanding of crucial industrial processes such as mining ore and reprocessing it, along with a myriad of other materials into its component minerals. I'm going to get on board your new venture, fit it with a mining laser and a turret weapon. The former for the asteroids, the latter for any pirates that might attack you. And head out to a certain set of coordinates where you'll mine ore from Veldspar asteroids. Once you get back, refine the Veldspar ore into titanium. If you had to deal with any pirates, you can also refine any modules you retrieve from their wrecks. But be aware that the reprocessing of ships and modules usually carries a hefty waste penalty. And more often than not, it's actually far more lucrative to just resell items that you get from loots. Go ahead and activate this venture here. Actually, I want to change my ship fitting on this guy. Back to what it was. And our nice shiny new venture. With all of its mining bonuses. The bonus to mining yield, to glass cloud harvesting per mining frigate, skill level. Also gets a roll bonus of 100% to mining gas cloud harvesting yields. 2+ bonus to ship warp core strength, which means it makes it harder to tackle. And 50% reduction in industrial cyanazole field generator liquid ozone consumption. So you can use it to start jumping around mining fleets out in nullsec. Alright, let's go ahead and fit this civilian miner. And you go ahead and stick a salvager on too. Now we do need to give it a weapon. I do have a 200mm light Gatling. Light prototype automatic cannon. Go ahead and fit our mining laser upgrade. You can always use the move faster, so why don't we drop in a afterburner? Or Tech 1. You know what? We'll go for this for now. Undock here. Warp to location.
Drive active.
Here's our little mining ship. Not the most impressive ship in the game. But considering what we had to work with back when I first started playing way back in 2004, which in that point you were using regular frigates and cruisers. There was no real dedicated mining ship at that time. In fact, the best mining vessel in the game at the time was the Caldari Osprey. Go ahead and start circling that guy. And of course, we got a pirate to shoot at us. And feel free to yell at me in chat. I totally forgot to put in some ammo. So, I think we shall go ahead and dock so I can get some ammo.
Drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright. Let's get some ammo in here. Now, you'll notice even though we were just mining something, I've got nothing in my cargo hold. That's because one of the benefits to the mining specific ships is they have a specific mining hold. I can hold quite a bit of ore. And aside from the roll bonuses for mining speed, this is why you would go ahead and use these guys, because
Drive active.
you get all that extra space. That was the real problem back in the day when we would do what we called jet can mining. That is where we would mine for a couple of cycles, because then our cargo hold would be full, then jettison it out into space. So we'd have this jet can sitting next to us out there. Now we can actually hit this guy. Now, the downside to the jet can mining is anyone can access that jet can. Which means often what would happen is you'd get people who would nice line. I think the area should be clear of interruptions now. Get back to me once you've mined enough ore. We'll go ahead and just mine out this asteroid. Typically what I would do if I was going to be doing mining, I wouldn't actually have any weapons in the high slots because we'd have that dedicated to mining lasers. So instead what we would do is we would use drones for our damage. So we'd make sure we've got a set of combat drones in the drone bay. Just out of curiosity, how much we got? Could actually have enough ore and another pull or two. Okay. Are we supposed to mine again? I think we actually have enough already. Yeah, we're way over. We only needed 333 units, and we're approaching 4,000 already. But we can reprocess this into minerals that we can then go ahead and sell out on the market. So we're going to go ahead and get all the money we can out of this, because regardless of what we do, whether it's PvP or PvE, the whole point is to make money so we can buy better stuff. Although even though better skills and better equipment will always help you in your gaming, this is one of the few games where your personal skill can actually be more important than how you've got your ship fitted or what you've got in there for modules, as long as you got it set up in such a way that it gives you an edge in whatever it is you're doing. Another great thing if you're going to be playing this game, like particularly if you're in college or something, or doing something else, if you're doing solo mining, that can actually take quite a while for you can fill your hold, as you can see as we got here. Granted, we're using some of the slowest mining modules in the game to do this, but because of how long it can take to mine these rocks, you can go ahead and start doing this. Work on your project, your homework, trying to figure out why your own computer is not working the way it's supposed to, or whatever you have to be doing for your hobby. While this is going on and you're paying only half attention to it, you do need to pay some amount of attention to it, because particularly when you get to some of the faster mining setups, you can fill your ore hold in just a couple of minutes. Whereas if you're doing this in a large group with your corporation, you aren't going to have time to do anything else at that point, because you're going to be mining stuff so fast that your whole entire fleet can wipe out an entire star system of mineable ore until the next cycle in just a couple of hours. I know, I've done it. It's pretty impressive seeing 40 people, all from the same corporation in the same fleet, just mining out asteroid after asteroid after asteroid. As you can see, entire asteroid belts just seemingly vanish in just a few minutes. Kind of impressive to watch. Not so fun if you're one of the guys flying into that belt and then poof, it's gone. Fortunately, the belts do reset every day at downtime. However, they do reset with a minimum amount. And each day that goes by that the rocks don't get mined, at downtime it adds more into that. So each rock actually yields more over time. So if you are in a group, you don't necessarily want to strip particularly your home star system, wherever your corporate headquarters might be, of everything in the belts every single day. Probably want to maybe wipe out one or two, go over to a different star system, wipe out a couple there, but don't try and hit the same belt within this more than once a week if you can do it. That way, A, you're sharing resources with your fellow players, so not quite obnoxious in that regard. And you're also able to come back through and get more out of that same belt the next week, because you'll have quite a bit more ore built up in each of those asteroids. So since I last really spent a lot of time playing a few years ago, there have been, from my understanding, several changes to how industry in general works in terms of what you need for minerals for the blueprints for ships. There's new items that you might need for building ships and modules. Or more specifically, you need items that you didn't need before, which meant that a lot of the stuff you would get from mission drops like marines, etc., suddenly have uses instead of just sitting in your item bay doing nothing. Another thing that's interesting about this game is, unlike most games out there, the majority of all ships and modules in the game, with the exception of named modules, are actually manufactured by the players themselves. So this is one of the few games that heavily relies on its economy to actually be able to make it playable for everyone in the game. So Something unique to think about. As while sure we get items from drops from NPC ships, etc., as we're doing missions, but those drops really just provide another resource that we use to manufacture ships and modules. This asteroid done yet? I forgot how slow the civilian modules are. This is just painful. Even with the mining upgrade. And Angel Cartel now hates me even more. Right. I'm going to call this. We got enough to complete the mission. We're going onwards. Switch back to our general tab. Oh, I can pick up stuff. You got some metal scraps. Go ahead and hit that with our salvager.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Small adjustment here. Yeah, that should drown out any background noise from my air conditioner. All right, we will get reprocessing and some cash and a refund on our collateral. But yes, some of these missions have collateral on them, which is how much you have to pay, and they will keep if you don't complete the mission. Complete the mission, it's fully refunded. Yep, I do need to refine this into titanium first, so let's go ahead and open our hold. Sorry, open our mining hold. Then bring out that Veldspar. Let's go ahead and reprocess. Process, which does cost money to reprocess ore, so keep that in mind. I want to go to agents. Here we go. There we are. Complete mission. The black box you retrieved indicates that the Angel Cartel has built a surveillance facility nearby, using it to launch attacks on convoys from the Republic Military School. You need to take out the outpost and any vessel defending it. Once the area is clear, use the civilian data analyzer I'm giving you to hack the data storage device in the area. Bring back whatever it contains. Alright, so need the data analyzer. We're going to fit or move back into our Rifter here. Go ahead and go to our fitting here. Let's go ahead and inject our reprocessing skill, and actually we'll go ahead and load that up real quick. We actually have a bunch of skills that are unallocated. I'll try to get these in here. Ooh, this will actually get us quite a ways through a bunch of stuff.
Skill training completed.
Yeah, I think that probably should add. Alright. Completed uranium small. Let's go ahead and open the cargo hold here. We have a bunching station. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but we need it. About 5,000 rounds should do. No, actually, no, let's go for 10. We'll keep 5,000 in the ship. Let's split the stack. We actually do that by holding down shifts and then dragging the item to the other spot. That's how we split stacks. Oop, Lord. Pretty sure we forgot to fit. Yep, forgot to fit the analyzer. And if I recall right, we need the data analyzer. Let me just double check that. Yep, data analyzer. Yep, fixed.
Warp drive active.
All right, go through this
Warp drive active.
acceleration gate here. We do have an angel rookie to kill here. Boom. All right, data storage device. There we go. Data analyzer. 2 jumps. 1. Hey, there we go. Got in. And we got a data core. Which data cores can be used in research.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Patel has heavily encoded all of their tactical information. Our best hope at decryption is a friend of mine over in wherever. So I want you to safely ferry it to her. I'd be happy to offer you an overdrive injector for the journey. This module increases velocity, something that may be useful for traveling long distance. Or it's going to be expanded cargo hold. But generally, the only thing you'll stick those on are haulers. Because you want to stuff as much stuff as you can into the haulers, whereas you don't want to stick it into a combat ship because it does so at the penalty of reducing your total number of hit points for your structure. Not always a good thing. Alright, go ahead and then dock. When driving like this, there is a faster way to do it, and that is to use the warp to zero option every time you're going for a gate. Although that also means that you have to be paying attention to what you're doing.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged. Autopilot jumping. Moving to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Now, one thing about this game is if you were expecting to be able to do non-stop action, this is not that game. Because no matter what you're going to do, there's going to be some amount of travel like this involved at some point.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate.
Particularly be true if you join Corps. You'll probably end up bouncing around to a couple of different ones during your time. And each time you do, you're going to have to move all of your crap, which you will collect a ton of. So getting those hauler skills up is beneficial in the long run because that means fewer trips of you hauling crap.
Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station.
And Age-Old Cartel took another hitting.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Let's start a conversation. Alright, we got all of our stuff in our right spot. Cool. Complete our mission. Now you might think that the rewards dropped here, but they did not. They dropped back at the agent station. So, time to undock and head back there.
Autopilot engaged. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. permission. Warp drive active. Approaching station. Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Our expanded cargo hold, which we'll go ahead and stick in our hauler when we finally get one. Halfway through this change. So I think I'm actually going to call it here for the night. I wasn't planning on streaming tonight anyway, so we're going to cut this one a little short. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.